It's time for another army review from the Armies of the Lord of the Rings. Hello and welcome to yet another video here on the YouTube channel SDF Wargaming Studio. My name is Andreas Norwegian Viking and this is my review from the Armies of the Lord of the Rings for the Middle-earth strategy battle game. It is Mordor. So, we've come to this at last, the great battles of our time. Mordor is a huge army, so strap yourself in, get those painting brushes ready and enjoy. While I tell you all the changes that I've found from the old rules to the new rules and discuss a bit about how I think this all affects the game and maybe the competitiveness of Mordor going forward. I'm no expert on the subject, but I have dealt damage with Mordor forces myself and have been on the receiving end of Mordor forces as well. So yeah, I have some experience with this, but yeah, do engage and tell me in the comments below what you think as well during and after the video, of course. So this list was so huge that I ran out of my heart-shaped post-its, so I had to spend a couple of had to damage a small rainforest with making other notes. But Mordor. So luckily, some of the models I've already gone through. So not everyone I will expand upon in this video. You will have heard me talk about these models in both the Barad-dûr and the Angmar videos I posted yesterday and the day before. So, army composition. This army may include the Witch King of Angmar, Camul the Eastling, the Dark Marshal, the Undying, the Shadow Lord, the Tainted, the Knight of Umbar, the Betrayer, the Dwimmerlake, Ringwraith, Shelob, Gothmog, Lieutenant of Sauron, the Mouth of Sauron, Shagrat, Captain of Cirith Ungol, Gorbag, Orc Captain, Grishnak, Orc Captain, Karadush the Firecaller, Orc Captains, Orc Shamans, Orc Taskmasters, Orc Drummers, Morannon Orc Captains, Captain of the Black Guard Drummers, Black Númenórean Marshals, Mordor Uruk-hai Captains, Mordor Troll Chieftains, Great Beasts of Gorgoroth, Orc Warriors, Orc Trackers, Warg Riders, Morgul Stalkers, Morannon Orcs, Black Guard of Barad-dûr, Black Númenóreans, Morgul Knights, Mordor Uruk-hai, Mordor Trolls, Mordor Siege Bows and Mordor War Catapults. Woo! That's a long list. So, the heroes I will not go through are the following. So, the profile for the Witch King can be found in the Barad-dûr list. It's now counting as a hero of legend in a Mordor army. The profile for the Tainted and Dwimmerlake are found in the Angmar list. I went through those in that video. These count as hero of valor if taking part of the Mordor army list. The profiles for Ringwraiths, Orc Captains, Orc Taskmasters, Black Númenórean Marshals and Mordor Troll Chieftains can be found on pages 115 to 119, of course in the Barad-dûr list. These count as Hero of Fortitude if taking part of the Mordor army list. Profile for Orc Shamans can be found on page 117, so also in the Barad-dûr army list. These count as minor heroes if taken part of an Mordor army list. Profile for Shelob and Orc Drummers can be found on page 116 to 118, so of course also in the Barad-dûr army list, and these count as independent hero if taken as part of a Mordor army list. The profiles for Orc Warriors, Orc Trackers, Warg Riders, Black Númenóreans, Morgul Knights, Mordor Trolls, Mordor Siege Bows and Mordor War Catapults are found on pages 119 to 125, so also in the Barad-dûr army list. So all of these troops I will not go through, but I will of course talk about their synergy throughout the army. So luckily not all that many, it could be more profiles to go through, but still a good chunk. So first off, the alliances that this army can include are historical alliances. So the first of the evil armies I've gone through that can take historical alliances. They are historically allied with the Eastlings and the Serpent Horde. So of course the armies they're allied with during the Siege of the Black Gate and the Battle of Pelennor Fields. They are conveniently allied with the Corsairs of Umbar, the Dark Denizens of Mirkwood, Far Harad, Isengard, Moria, and the Varyags of Khand. So lots of cool armies you can make with synergies and cool stuff there. Their army bonus is our enemy is ready, his full strength gathered. Whilst you have more models on the board than your opponent, friendly Mordor warrior models gain +1 to courage and may reroll 1s to wound when making strikes. So you have to constantly keep track of how many models your opponent has and how many models you have yourself, because this army bonus can fluctuate from turn to turn and also during turns. So it's very, very interesting, and I really love that when the orcs are... They're stronger in their numbers, so they of course will gain. They will be more ferocious, as well as having a bonus to their courage, because they have strength in numbers for the purposes of the pack mentality and stuff. I really love that way of looking at it. So first off in the Heroes of Mordor is Khamûl the Easterling. Maybe my favourite Ringwraith when it comes to rules. So I was very, very happy when Khamûl didn't really change that much. I think Khamûl was good the way it is, the way it was. I didn't think he was particularly overpowered. I think his will to ability ratio was correct, that he had to spend a point of will to gain his ability, the Essence Leech ability. So now he's retained those things. So he's still the same amount of points. He is Spirit, Ringwraith, Eastling, Mordor, Infantry, Hero, and Hero of Valor. So it's both the Eastling and Mordor keywords, and we will see him again in the Eastling armor list. He is still move 6, fight 5, 4+ shoot, strength 4, defense 8, 1 attack, 1 wound, 6 courage of the standard Ringwraith profile. He's got 2 might, 12 will, and 2 fate. So not changed at all there. He's got heavy armor and sword. He's got access to heroic channeling, but also heroic strike and challenge. He's got options for armored fell beasts, armored horses, and horses. Or horse, singular. Can't ride several horses at once. For the same amount of points that everyone else has access to. He's got Harbinger of Evil, Terror, and Will of Evil, so standard Ringwraith special rules. But he, of course, has his Essence Leech power, which now hasn't changed because, again, I feel it was good the way it was, but not overpowered. So if Khamûl makes a strike against an enemy model which causes a wound, he instantly regains a single point of will spent early in the battle for each wound cause, unless the wound is saved by a point of fate or a similar special rule. This cannot restore his will beyond 12 points. Additionally, Khamûl may expend a single point of will at the start of each fight phase before heroic actions are declared to increase either his fight value, strength, or attacks by 1 for the remainder of the fight phase. Note that if he's mounted, Khamûl will only ever increase his own fight strength or attacks, not those possessed by his mount. So it is clarified for those purposes, but it still retains the old sense of the rules. For his magical powers, he's got Drain Courage on the 3+ still, Transfix on a 4+ still, Compel on a 5+, Instill Fear, which is a new spell on a 5+, Sap Will, which has become harder for him to cast, so it's now on a 5+ instead of a 4+, and Black Dart still on a 6+. So he's not a casting Wraith, because it's harder to cast these spells than other Wraiths, but he's more of a combat Wraith. He wants to be in the mix, he wants to be that hero that takes out models, constantly regaining the points of will he loses for doing his ability and being engaged in combat with the Will of Evil special rule. So, not really much to say about Khamûl the Eastling other than he's awesome, and I feel that he wasn't that overpowered to begin with, so I'm really happy he stayed the way he was. A Wraith that was kind of overpowered was the Dark Marshal. He's still the same amount of points, he's still the Spirit, Ringwraith, Mordor, Infantry, and Hero of Valor. He has the same profile as he always had, so move 6, fight 6, 4 plus shoot, strength 4, defense 8, 1 attack, 1 wound, 6 courage. He now has 2 points of might, still the same as always, but now 14 points of will, so he's gone up by 2 points of will, and 2 fate. So why does this make him less overpowered? Well, we'll come to that. So he has access to heavy armor and sword, but not other heroic actions than channeling of them 3 basic ones. He's got access to armored fell beasts, armored horse and horse, so same again. He has Harbinger Evil, Terror and Will of Evil, but his Rule Through Fear ability, which at the start of the fight phase before actions are declared, the Dark Marshal may elect to spend a point of will, so he has to spend a point now. So if it does this, all friendly warrior models within 6 inches of the Dark Marshal counts as being in range of a banner until the end phase of that turn. So the always on banner is now gone, exchanged to that he has to use a will to be able to use that rule. He's still a combat hero, so his main role is to be in the scrum, but he has a limited lifespan if he wants to use both the Rule Through Fear ability and be in combat, because that will sap his will. So speaking of sap will, we have magical powers. Drain Courage still on a 2+, Transfix still on a 3+, Compel still on a 4+. The new spell Instill Fear is cast on a 4+, so a bit cheaper than the other ones. Black Dart on a 5+, and Sap Will down by 2 points to now be cast on a 5+ rather than a 3+. For the Shadow Lord, mainstay at top tables in tournaments, we see him now unchanged in points. Still Spirit Ringwraith, Mordor, Infantry Hero and Hero of Valor. Still the same profile as always, so 6 move, 5 fight, 4+ shoot, strength 4, defense 8, 1 attack, 1 wound, and 5 courage. Ooh. His courage has gone down by 1 point, hasn't it? I don't think I saw that before. He is 2 might, 14 will, and 2 fate, so unchanged from previous. He's got heavy armor and sword, heroic channeling as his ability, in addition to the normal 3 ones. Access to armored fell beasts and horses. Harbinger Evil, Terror and Will of Evil, so same bog standard Wraith abilities. But his Pale of Darkness ability is now different. At the start of the move phase, before heroic actions are declared, the Shadow Lord may spend a point of will to activate this ability. Until the end phase of that turn, shots against the Shadow Lord or any model within 6 inches of him will only ever be hit on a 6. This drastically reduces his effectivity on the battlefield, as he will be more and more depleted of will points until the battle is joined. So I don't think he's an auto include anymore. I think he's nice to have, but he is less effective, as he has to use will points to gain that ability. He can't camp anymore. You have to use him more sparingly. So I really think that this is a very good good change. He will not really change against those armies that he wasn't as useful against as before, because non-shooting armies will not have a disadvantage against him. But it does pose the question if he's as competitive as he used to be. So still the same spells with the addition to Instill Fear. So Drain Courage on the 2+, Transfix on the 3+, Compel on the 4+, Black Dart on the 5+, Instill Fear on the 5+, and Sap Will now on the 5+, going up 2 points. And of course Instill Fear, new spell. Undying, also mainstay on the top tables due to his using will as fate. Now the same points as always, same base profile as normal rates. So move 6, fight 5, 4+ shoot, strength 4, defense 8, 1 attack, 1 wound, and 6 courage. He's got 2 might, but now down to 18 will from 20 previous, and 0 fate. Carries heavy armor and staff, has access to heroic channeling, can ride an armored fell beast, a fell beast, and horse, has Harbinger of Evil and Will of Evil, and both abilities are still the way they were before, with a slight change. So Arcana Leech now at the start of the move phase, before heroic actions are declared, the Undying must spend a will point to activate this ability. Until the end phase of that turn, the Undying regains 1 point of will for each magical power successfully cast by another model within 6 inches. So now he has to spend a point of will to possibly regain points of will. Fantastic change. Eternal Willpower, the Undying may expend will points in the same manner as fate points. So again, drastically changed the way this model works, as it now has to actively use the ability rather than just have it static. For its magical powers, still Drain Courage on the 2+, still Transfix on the 3+, Compel on the 4+, Black Dot on the 5+, New Spell Instill Fear on a 5+, and Sap Will going up 2 points to a 5+. So good change all in all. And now we come to the last of the mainstay 3 rates, I believe, for the competitive, well, in addition to the Witch King, I think, which is the Knight of Umbar. Same amount of points, Spirit, Ringwraith, Mordor, Infantry, and Hero of Valor. Still the same stat line, with a 1 change. So move 6, fight 5, 4+ shoot, strength 4, defense 8, 1 attack, 1 wound, 6 courage, 2 might, 12 will going down from 14, and 2 fate. It has armor of the Sundered Land and sword. So the armor of the Sundered Land, the Knight of Umbar only loses a point of will for having been in the fight if it loses a fight during the fight phase. For example, if it doesn't win the duel roll, to see if which side may make strikes. So not changed. The armor, heroic channeling as his heroic actions, armored fell beast, and horse are his option for mounts, Harbinger of Evil, Terror, and Will of Evil for his special rules, and combat mimicry now has changed to at the start of any fight phase before heroic actions are declared. The Knight of Umbar may now spend a point of will to activate this ability. The Knight of Umbar can elect to use his fight, strength, and or attack values of his opponent instead of his own. So it's and or, so he can change all of them, or none at all, or just one, or the other. He does not need to adopt all of those characteristics. He could, for example, only adopt the fight value. So that's key. But now he has to spend a point of will to activate this ability, and it makes it so that, again, with a loss of 2 will and with ability, and that if it doesn't win, he will lose an additional point. That makes him less powerful from previous edition. He's got access to Drain Courage on the 3+, Transfix on the 4+, Compel on the 5+, Instill Fear, which is the new spell, on the 5+, Sap Will on a 5+, so that's gone down, up in casting value. And Black Dart now needs a +1 to cast as well on a 6+, because it had Black Dart on a 5+, but it's more of a combat wraith, so it should have Black Dart on a 6 instead of a 5, using that mentality. And coming now finally to the last of the rates, it's the Betrayer. Still the same amount of points, Spirit, Ringwraith, Haradrim, Mordor, Infantry, Hero of Valor. Still same stat line, move 6, fight 5, 4+ shoot, strength 4, defense 8, 1 attack, 1 wound, 6 courage, 2 might, 14 will, and 2 fate. So unchanged stat line all in all. Heavy armor and sword, heroic channeling for its ability. Options are armored fell beast, and horse. It has the Bane of King's ability, Harbinger of Evil, Terror, and Will of Evil, so it does reroll all fail to wounds. And it still has the Master of Poisons ability at the start of the move phase before heroic actions are declared. The Betrayer may spend a point of will to activate this ability, so it now has to spend a point of will to gain this ability until the end phase Friendly models with a poison weapon special rule within 6 inches of the betrayer, also a change I believe, may reroll all fail to wound rolls made with those weapons. So a slight change that it's now not just rerolls on a 1 or a 2, so it's become more powerful, but it's also been lessened by the fact that he has to use will points to activate the ability. It has access to Drain Courage on the 3+, Transfix on the 4+, Compel on a 5, Instill Fear on a 5, Sap Will on a 5, going down from 3, and Black Dot on a 6. So that's the last of the rates. So all in all, I think the rates are less competitive, but still good. I won't say they are bad, I think they are more balanced, which is a main theme. Gothmog, Lieutenant of Sauron, has gone down by a Mora Goblin worth of points. He is Orc Mordor Infantry Hero of Valor. He is move 6, fight 5, 5+ shoot, strength 4, defense 6, 3 attacks, 3 wounds, 5 courage, 3 might, 3 will, but now 1 fate. So he's gone down by 2 points of fate. He carries heavy armor and sword, has access to march, strike and defense as his optional heroic actions, has warg and shield, master battle special rules, so that has not changed, but now has 2 new special rules. The Age of Men is over, passive ability. Gothmog and all friendly Mordor Orc models within 3 inches of him gain the Hatred Man special rule. The time of the Orc has come. Active ability. Once per game, at the start of any fight phase, Gothmog can declare that he is using this ability. For the remainder of the turn, all friendly Mordor Orc models within 12 inches of Gothmog may reroll fail to wound rolls when making strikes. Absolutely fantastic. I think Gothmog is more viable now because of these changes. Possibly the least taken hero, maybe in the entire game, is the Mouth of Sauron. It has gone up by 2 goblins worth of points. It is Man, Mordor, Infantry Hero and Hero of Valor. Has move 6, fight 5, so up 1 fight. Defense of 6, so up 1 defense. 2 attacks, 2 wounds, 5 courage, so up 1 courage. 2 might, so up 1 might as well. 4 will and 1 fate. It has heavy armor and a hand and a half sword. Has access to march and channeling, and armored horse as an option for mount. It has terror. Did not have that before, but so it has lost the terrifying aura special rule, but now has replaced that with instill fear, and lost sap will. So it has Drain Courage on the 2+, Transfix on the 3+, and Instill Fear on a 5+. Fantastic changes all in all. I think the Mouth of Sauron now has a different role on battlefield than it did before. It is now less of a clear-cut choice to take him or a Wraith. I still believe that both have their that's regardless in regards to the normal rates, not the named ones particularly, but I feel that he has now a role on the battlefield. For Shagrat, Captain of Cirith Ungol, the normal Shagrat profile has been removed. So this is, I base this now on the War Leader profile. So in the case of the War Leader profile, he has gone down by 2 goblins worth of points. He's Uruk-hai, Mordor Infantry Hero and Hero of Fortitude. He's got move 6, fight 5, 4+ shoot, strength 5, defense 5, so down 2 points of defense, but we'll come to that later. 3 attacks, 3 wounds, 4 courage, 3 might, 3 will, 3 fate. So it's a very, very cheap 3s in all the right places hero. He carries armor and sword. Has access to strike, strength and challenge. Has Shield of Cirith Ungol and heavy armor as options, so you can now take either the old profile but with a very heavy boost and a points boost as well. Or take him fully kitted out to become the war leader profile of old. Then he costs additional goblin worth of points all in all against the old profile. He still has the Shield of Cirith Ungol special rule, so it's a shield, so he gains a bonus of defense. The heavy armor is also an option, so he gains an additional point of defense, so ending up on the same defense value as he was before. Additionally, in the turn which Shagrat charges, he gains the knock to the ground bonus, exactly as if it were a cavalry model, so that has not changed. What has changed is that he has received the Blood and Glory special rule, so if he kills a hero or a monster, he'll regain a point of might, which is very, very awesome, and well worth that extra goblin worth of points when fully kitted out, I believe. When we come to Gorbag, Orc Captain, he has gone up by 2 goblins worth of points. He's Orc, Mordor Infantry Hero and Hero of Fortitude. Move 6, Fight 4, 5 plus Shoot, Strength 4, Defense 5. 2 attacks, 2 wounds. Has received +1 to Courage, so it's now Courage 4. Might 3, 1 Will, 1 Fate. Has Armor and Sword. Access to Heroic Strike and Strength. Option for a Shield. But now has a special rule, which is Orcish Brawler. If Gorbag is outnumbered during a fight, then he gains a bonus of +1 to both the fight and attack values. Models that are supporting do not count as in the fight before working out if a model is outnumbered. And that goes both ways, so he can be supported in a fight but outnumbered. And he can be against loads of models supporting one model and well up to 2 with pikes. And not gaining the bonus as well, so it goes both ways. Grishnak, Orc Captain, has gone up by the points value of a Mora Goblin with an equipment. Same profile as ever, so move 6, Fight 4, 5 plus Shoot, Strength 4, Defense 5, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, 3 Courage, 3 Might, 1 Will, 1 Fate, so that's unchanged. Has Armor and Sword, access to Heroic Strike, option for Shield, but now has gained the Backstabber special, which is very thematic for this model, and I really, really love that. For Kardush, the Firecaller is unchanged in all ways. I couldn't find any change to him. You might, but I couldn't. So he's move 6, Fight 3, 5 plus Shoot, Strength 3, Defense 4, 1 attack, 2 wounds, 3 Courage, 1 Might, 3 Will, 1 Fate. Carries Armor and Spear. Has the Heroic Channeling ability. Heart of Darkness. As an active ability at the start of the priority phase before any dice are rolled, Kardush can drain the life force out of a friendly Orc model within 6 inches, causing it to be removed as a casualty. Kardush then immediately regains D3 points of will. This cannot take his will points above its starting level. And Shadow Pawn. At the start of any priority phase before any dice are rolled, Kardush controlling player can remove him from the board as a casualty to allow a single friendly Ringwraith model within 6 inches to immediately regain D6 points of will. This cannot take the Ringwraith model's will points above their starting level. For his magical powers, he's got access to Flame Burst with a range of 6 and a 3 plus cast, and Fury Mordor Orc on a 6 inch range and 3 plus cast. Particularly fantastic. I really love Kardush, and a lovely model as well. So, but unchanged, so I don't know how we will see any changes to his usefulness. Now that Ringwraiths are less of a viable option, well, not viable option, less competitive. Let's say that. Alright. Morannon Orc Captains are totally unchanged. They are still the same amount of points as ever. Orc, Mordor Infantry Hero and Hero of Fortitude. Move 6, Fight 4, 5 plus Shoot, Strength 5, Defense 6, 2 wounds, 2 attacks, 3 wounds, 2 Might, 1 Will, 1 Fate. Carries Heavy Armor and Sword. Heroic March is his ability, as all captains have, and options for Shield and 2-handed weapon. So no change. Blackguard of Barad-dûr has gone up by Goblin worth of points. Is move 6, Fight 5, 4 plus Shoot, Strength 5, Defense 7, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, 5 courage, 2 might, 1 will, 1 fate. Carries heavy armor, sword and shield, access to heroic march, and for the Dark Lord special rule, which is passive. While at least one friendly Ringwraith model is alive on the battlefield, treat the captain of the Blackguard's courage value as being 6. So no change at all, except the points. But I did feel it was a bit cheap though, with a strength 5 for a hero. For the Blackguard drummer, has gone down by a staggering 2 goblins worth of points. He's Uruk-hai, Mordor infantry hero and independent hero, so you can now join warbands. Move 6, fight 4, 5 plus shoot, strength 5, defense 5, 1 attack, 1 wound and 4 courage. Has 0 might, 0 fate, will and 1 fate. Has heavy armor, sword and war drum, which now has changed, and the war drum is access to Mordor Uruk-hai, so it will not affect normal Mordor orcs but only the Uruk-hai, which gives the mounted ones, well, there are no mounted Uruk-hai, no. So all Uruk-hai gains +3 move if you sound the advance. For the Mordor Uruk captain, has gone up by a goblin worth of points. Still Uruk-hai, Mordor infantry and hero fortitude. Still the same profile as ever. 6 move, 5 fight, 4 plus shoot, strength 5, defense 5, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, 4 courage, 2 might, 1 will, 1 fate. Access to armor, well, has armor and sword. Access to heroic march. Can take orc bow, shield and 2-handed weapon. So totally unchanged, but has gone up by a goblin worth of points. And last in the hero section, we have the Great Beast of Gorgoroth, which wasn't a hero before, but now is. It has gone up by 5 goblins worth of points. It is a Great Beast, Mordor, monster, war beast, hero of fortitude. A Great Beast of Gorgoroth comprises of an orc commander with armor and spear as the warband's captain. The Great Beast itself and 9 orc warriors with armor and orc bows included in its point costs. No other models may join its warband. A Great Beast of Gorgoroth Howdah has the capacity of 9 models in addition to the commander. Only orc warriors equipped with orc bows may select it to ride in the Howdah. It is so it has the orc commander, orc Mordor infantry and hero. Is move 6, fight 4, 5 plus shoot, strength 4, defense 5, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, 4 courage, 2 might, 1 will, 1 fate. So the boost is of course that it has an additional defense to the normal commander. It has might, will and fate points. It has an additional 2 points of courage and an additional point of fight. So it's pretty good now. The Great Beast itself hasn't changed. It's still move 8, fight 4, 4 plus shoot, strength 6, defense 7, 3 attacks, 5 wounds, 2 courage, and the Howdah also unchanged with defense 8 and 4 wounds. No, that's a change because it wasn't a war beast before, was it? It kind of was, yeah. It has Terror, Trample, so previously you did 1 strength hit, strength 6 hit, now it inflicts 2 strength 6 hits when it tramples. And it is a battle platform. Models with Great Beasts Howdah do not count towards your foe's bow limit. So very good. I really like the Great Beast now. I think it is a great model. It has great fun using it and it's gotten better. So I have no no qualms about recommending taking that. The Mordor Stalkers is first among the warriors. It's gone down by a goblin, full goblin worth of points. It's Orc, Mordor infantry and warrior. Unchanged in stat lines. It's move 6, fight 3, 5 plus shoot, strength 4, defense 4, 2 attacks, 1 wound, 3 courage. Carries armor and sword, and has now the Stalk, had previously as well the Stalk and Scene rule. It was called something else, I think. So it basically has an elven cloak. But it lost its poison reroll on 1s, I believe. Yeah. Moran and Orcs unchanged in total, still the same amount of points. Orc, Mordor, Infantry and Warrior. Move 6, Fight 3, 4 plus Shoot. Strength 4, Defense 5, 1 attack, 1 wound, 2 courage. Heavy armor, sword, mace or axe, so the options that come in the box. Has option for banner, shield and spear. Blackguard of Barad-dûr, also unchanged in points. Uruk-hai, Mordor, Infantry and Warrior. For move 6, Fight 4, 4 plus Shoot, Strength 5, Defense 6, 1 attack, 1 wound, 3 courage. Heavy armor, sword and shield, and has option for banner. So I really like the Blackguard of Barad-dûr. I think they are fantastic. With the Strength 5, I've won tournaments with the Blackguard, and it's really just a good unit. I think they have their role now, really as the mainstay force in the Mordor force, and I can see them being taken more in armies due to their higher strength and the less effectiveness of just spamming orcs. Still believe you have to spam orcs in this army list to make use of the army specific rule, but I do think that the Blackguard are very good. And lastly, the Mordor Uruk-hai are also unchanged. Uruk-hai, Mordor, Infantry and Warrior. Move 6, Fight 4, 4 plus Shoot, Strength 4, Defense 4, 1 attack, 1 wound, 3 courage, armor and sword, option for banner, orc bow, shield and two-handed mace. So no two-handed axes or picks or stuff like that, just the two-handed mace. So a fantastic lineup of warriors, and don't forget the list of models that can be included in this army list that I went through before, so they can still take trolls, still take siege weapons, still take loads of cool stuff, which I talked about in the 2 previous videos. So all in all, I think Mordor is less of a competitive force, but more balanced, and will now be interesting to see what kind of top table meta we will see during the course of this edition. I like all the changes being done, more thematic special rules, more cool stuff to add, and especially Mouth of Sauron and the Great Beast changes, also Shagrat's changes, loads of cool ways to build your force there. So if you have any comments on what I've talked about, please do so in the comment section below, as well like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. Please consider supporting STF on Patreon using the link in the description below, as it is a fantastic way for you to support our efforts here at the studio, and it gives us a monetary means to expand, improve and give you more cool videos each and every day. So if that's at all interesting for you, please click the link in the description below to take you to the Patreon page. But more importantly, support.